Okay, I fixed my audio, by the way. So I have very, very good news, right? Very, very good news. So um, I'll explain to you. Like, long story short, we had good composition in here. Cho'Gath OP, Warwick OP, Yone good in good hands, Giga OP, and I ended up as an ADC, right? I played multiple times as Tryndamere ADC. He is viable if you have good support, right? Like extremely viable. I would go as far as say it's actually playable in ranked. Like I'm talking like it's if you have good support against certain compositions, you can just smash bot lane so hard they can't even play, right? But this guy decided to pick Jhin. I said, okay, dude, please pick something useful. Leona, Nautilus, Alistair, Trash, something with engage, something useful. All right. If you want to go utility, go something like Yumi or something like Soroka, right? Something that can heal me, or so if I can all like sustain me until I get a bit of items, and then I can all in. Long story short, like, okay, he said no. He wrote to me, lol, you are playing Tryndamere bot lane. As if Tryndamere is not viable bot lane. But anyway, we get into a game, and I look at the composition, I say, oh my Jesus Christ. Okay, look at this. Look at this shit. Echo, Shen, and Caitlyn, right? And they have mid lane Skarner. So what do you think is gonna happen to Jhin as a support player? Now what's gonna happen is Shen is going to flash taunt him and he's going to die. That's what's gonna happen. And then against fed Caitlyn, I will not be able to farm. It's just there's no way I can sustain with my Q and positioning the amount of damage she's gonna do when my Jhin is gonna go 0-6. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if he can survive Shen can still flash. There is no counterplay for Jhin against Shen flashing into him and taunting him. And then Skarner is gonna press R, and Jhin for sure is going to die. There is no way to stop Jhin from not feeding in this lane. That's just there's no way to do it, right? So the good news is you simply exit the game. And what happens is this forces a remake. You see? So I thought, holy shit. Like I thought in the back of my mind, I really wanted to test this, and this was an opportunity, so I took it. Because in my mind, I thought that, okay, it's not going to work because everybody in the game is going to get a remake, but you are going to get a loss. But that's not true. Everybody gets a remake, right? So what I'm going to get, I'm going to probably, if I dodge 3 times like this, I'll get a 5-minute ban, then it's going to be 10-minute ban. But if you calculate the time, it's worth for you to dodge and be in low priority queue than to spend 20 minutes watching 06 Jhin type to you and tell you that you are the problem in this game. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that pay the penalty of um, low priority queue and just exit the game. Force the remake, right? So I'm going to add this into. I already added this into here. You see? Are you forcing the remake? Another example of that will be, let's say you go into queue, like, I don't know, you have good champions, but not super champions. Like, let's say, I don't know, you have top lane, who would be like good, but not super. Um, who would be like good, but not super top? Um, Jeez. Well, let's say you have Cho'Gath, they have Mordekaiser. That's that's scary, right? Mordekaiser is probably gonna get fed, right? Your jungler is Warwick, their jungler is Lilia, right? That's a bit of a problem, right? Because Warwick is good, but I mean Lilia is gonna one tap your bot lane for sure, and Lilia is just overall very very strong champ, right? You are Tryndamere mid, and their mid lane is like Malphite. Somebody just picked Malphite mid lane. Okay, now you're in deep shit, honestly, right? And then bot lane, let's say you have Caitlyn and Morgana, and they have Draven and Nautilus, right? You have to dodge. You have to dodge because you're playing against LCS composition. Malphite is gonna make you useless. Top lane Cho is gonna go 0-6 against Mordekaiser, and then Lilia is gonna make, even if you beat Malphite somehow, Lilia is just giga counter to Tryndamere, and man, your bot lane is probably gonna int hardcore. Because I mean, Caitlyn, the bad news for Caitlyn is like when you play with Caitlyn and Tryndamere, same items that counter Tryndamere make Caitlyn useless. So even if you do well, they start itemizing against you, and those items at the same time make also Caitlyn useless. Do you know what I mean? So they are canceling two champions at the same time. So that's where you have to utilize this technique. I call it force remake, right? So you look at their composition, you say, holy shit, it's LCS time, baby. So you just exit, right? And that's it. And again, like I have to say, accounts are €2. I mean, like if your account is stuck in low priority queue for like 10 minutes, just abandon the account and that's it. Forget about it. Because normally, normally, this doesn't really happen, right? Like normally, I mean, shit like this, because normally, like, you have to remember there is engagement optimized matchmaking in League of Legends, right? So when you see composition like this, you are in the winner's queue. You have to remember you are in the winner's queue, and in winner's queue, players are actually playing to win, and kind of like they enjoy winning first and playing second, right? Remember I talked about like how in poker there are the fish. Fish are shit players in poker who are just enjoying giving their money to the professional poker player. So when you read books on poker, they tell you you need to look for locations where there is plenty of fish. Like there is a lot of fish of people. So you can kind of, because they're just sitting there to give you their money. That's all they are. Because like when I was practicing poker, I was playing with fake money. I knew a dude who, without even reading a book, he went in the poker table and he blew €500, just for no reason whatsoever. So you have to remember, right? You want to play against them, right? You want to be there, and that's in the losers queue. In the losers queue, they are gonna be on the opposition. So you're gonna see like Senna mid lane, like Shaco top lane, Jana and Soroka bot, and like a Vi jungle, some crazy shit like this. And you have proper composition, so of course you're gonna win, right? But what I'm saying is normally this does not happen. So, um, oh Jesus, I lost the train of thought. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that you can just buy accounts, and this is very unusual. This rarely is gonna happen to you, like really, really rarely. So I'm just saying that just dodge, just dodge, and that's it. And also you have to remember, like the more you play, um, they have like Riot has like a system where if you dodge, if you like go AFK, but for next 10 games you don't, that AFK, well, let's say we have 0 to 10. 10 is you get a low priority ban, right? So you dodge, you go AFK, you get like 5 points. You dodge again, you get 10 points. Now you're on low priority for 5 minutes, right? But so you dodge, you get 5 points, right? So AFK 5 points, a penalty. Like it's invisible, you don't see it, but I'm just trying to show you how kind of it works. Let me maybe get an Excel so I can maybe explain. It's kind of like a driving penalty points when you think about it, right? So let's say we have um, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. So this is our cutoff point. So if you piss off the system too much, so that's the red line here, right? Whoops, the red line here. So if you dodge, it goes like this, right? I don't know, let's say it gives you 4 points, like that's penalty points, right? You dodge again, it gives you another 4 points. You dodge again, and now you are in low priority queue, okay? But I also noticed that what happens is that if you, let's say, dodge, but then you play 10 games without AFKing, it will go like this after 10 games. You play another 10 games, it goes like this, right? So then you dodge, it goes like this. Do you see what I'm saying? So for good behavior, they actually remove some points over time. I'm not sure if it's like super that accurate, but I mean, but honestly, what I'm saying is that this occurrence is so rare, it's unlikely that you're gonna end up in low priority queue if you utilize this technique, just dodging LCS compositions. What I'm saying is like forcing the remake. So it's worth doing it. Like it's just worth doing it. All right, and that's about it. So that's I added this to the list. Take care.